Hello everyone. So, in the last video you saw me cook. Yes, I can cook. And in this video I'm going to bake. Yes, I can bake as well. What do you need to do first? You need a recipe book. Okay, except if you're your grandmother and she knows these recipes by heart. But I unfortunately don't, and I always use a recipe book. And this is the one I'm going to use. And yes, I've got a lot of recipe books. Yeah. Now you've got your recipe book. Now you go to the page you want and just look at all these yummy foods. Yes, I like food. And I seem to have marked it. Where's my... Oh, there we go. And yes, the book has been used quite a lot. The best thing is never to keep your recipe book really close to where you're baking, because, you know, it kind of gets messy in the kitchen. Your books end up bad. You can also type it out, make your own little scrapbook of cooking things you like to make, and then you can use that because you can like retype it. But your cooking books, keep them in a shelf. So now you've got your recipe right in front of you, you read everything you need, and then you pack them out one by one in a nice line, so you can just start baking. Because come on, you don't want to read and oops, I forgot something and run back and come back and run back. It's good exercise, but you want to eat the delicious thingies you're going to make. You don't want to waste time running back and forth. Before you're going to start baking, you're going to preheat the oven. So you put it on, obviously, and you put it on 180 degrees Celsius or 356 degrees Fahrenheit. So what are you going to need for this little chocolate muffin cake thing? Well, you're going to need fat-free milk, cake flour, chopped apples, but I'm lazy, baking powder, cocoa, vanilla essence, almond extract, and 2 eggs. And yes, it might be sports, seeing how I divide the egg yolk from the egg white. A measuring cup, the blender, and then another blender. Yep. And we can't forget our bowls, because where else are you going to make them in? And now there's one other ingredient I kept for a surprise, because some people think it's gross because it's in there, but actually you don't even taste it. And it is butter beans. Yes, beans and a cake. Delicious though. You take the whole tin, and yes, I've been lazy. I didn't buy the ones that you open with a tin opener. It's got a little tab. Be careful if you're small and you want to do this. Ask your parents to help you, and I'm dripping all over the floor. Because these things can be really dangerous. Believe me, I've actually cut myself a few times. Now you put the butter beans in a blender. And now we need to add milk, and we need half a cup of milk. So take your little cup, measuring cup, half a cup. There we go. And as you finish, you can pack it away. Now, you put half of the half cup of milk in. And now comes the noisy bit. And always be sure that it's tightly closed, or else it's gonna, you know. And you're gonna blend this for a whole minute. And now you're finished. It's been a minute. And now you add the rest of the milk. Ta-da! And now you add the apples. You can chop fresh apples if you like, but like I said, were a bit lazy and I got a tin instead. And if you buy a tin, it is half a tin. Or if you use fresh apples, that is 4 apples that you have to chop up. And you put it in here. And now you blend some more. Okay, now that this is done, now you can put this aside and you can go to the next step. And the next step would be to put in the cake flour and the cocoa in your bowl. And the cake flour you need 3½ cups. So let's start. It's 1, 2, 3. I can count. And a half. And then it is the cocoa, which would be ½ cup. So I am just going to go by eye because I've made this a couple of times before. Okay, now comes the fun part, to separate the egg white from the egg yellow. Let's see if I can get it correctly this time around. Crack the egg. Don't break, don't. Woo! Didn't break. Yay! Whoo! Now the egg yellow you can put in the blender with your other stuff. And you can go on with the next one. And now you put the sugar in with the cake flour and the cocoa. So onto the eggs. And now you're going to use the other blender to whip up the egg whites into a little fluffy cloud. You're going to work this in lastly so that it gives it more air and it will make it more puffy. You don't want a little cake that's all flat. Now the last bits of your little dry ingredients is the baking powder. You use 2 teaspoons of that. Oop. And oop, there you go. Now, where is the lid? And see why I use a recipe, because I forgot the vanilla essence and the almond extract. That is a hard word. Extract. I need to put them in our little blender thingy. The vanilla essence is 2 teaspoons. That's 1, 2. The almond extract is just 1. Okay, now that this is finished, you can just pour it in right into your mix, right here, right in the middle. And there you go. Make sure you get every little bit. You don't want to waste anything. And now you can use your blender to get everything mixed. Now you can whisk in the egg white. So I've got these little cupcake things. It's just easy because you can just like push them out when it's done. And this is your concoction, your dough. It is nice and thick. Your batter dough. Where am I coming with the dough? Now you can just fill your spoon and whoops, I nearly messed. So now you can just pour it in your molds. I hope you can see. Only fill it up halfway because you don't want it to rise over the edge and make a mess. which I am clearly already doing. And moms, I think your kids would really like to do this with you, and they can pour this. But get ready for a mess. So now you got it in your molds. Now you can put it in the oven, and you can leave it in for half an hour, and you can test it with a knife. You can just poke it, and if there's still batter on the knife, then you know it's not ready yet, then just give it a couple extra minutes. So let's get baking. So now your cupcakes are done and they look like this. I'm gonna decorate it and I will show you afterwards. Ta-da! I've decorated it. Mostly. Well everyone, I really hope you liked this recipe, and if you did, I hope you try it and it comes out better than mine. And if you really liked it, you can please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like more, I will make more videos of more recipes because I've got a lot of books, and this one is my favorite because I got it with my insulin pump and it's all desserts. Really yummy. I would know. You can follow me on Facebook, the link is down below. And I'm also on Instagram, so you can follow me there too, it's also down below. And if you really want, please leave a comment. So from me, myself, and Mr. Cupcake here, goodbye everyone. Now you can wash up, and you can actually get the kids to help you wash up. I made it funny.